I know this is hard and that Americans are already hurting. I will do everything in my power to limit the pain the American people are feeling at the gas pump.
And the pain could be significant, seriously significant. President Biden today warned that Americans will see much higher prices because of the Ukraine crisis and vowed, in his words, to take every step possible to limit those increases.
And we're already seeing it. Drivers here paying higher prices long before Russia's invasion. The average price now $3.54, up from $3.33 a month ago, $2.66 last year. And oil prices today at one point surging past $100, but closing at just over $99 a barrel. A year ago, for perspective, oil was roughly $64 a barrel. Daniel Turner, founder and executive director of Power the Future, is joining us now. Daniel, we appreciate you giving us some time. First of all, worst case scenario here in terms of energy resources. How bad could it get?
Oh, it could get much worse. I mean, we could easily see the days that we had in 2008 where oil is hitting $150 a barrel. Russia's the world's second largest oil producer and top 5 natural gas producer. And as sanctions kick in, and they eventually will, and as tensions continue to escalate, as their goods are kept out of the global supply, there's going to be a huge price increase, and we're going to feel it, and it's going to be very painful.
Give us a number, number one, that you think it could get to. Number two, you've obviously been very critical of the administration for saying that they've really hobbled the American oil and gas sector. Congressman Green on earlier saying that's something that we could really do differently to change the dynamic with Vladimir Putin. But give us a number that you guys think it could get to, number one. Number two, a number that politically the Biden administration would have to do something about it that would actually help the U.S. oil and gas industry.
Yeah, it could easily get to $125.
Which translates to what in gas?
Well, it depends upon what state you're in, right? What region you're in, but average in America would be $4.75. Obviously,
wow.
Higher in California, less in Louisiana. The Biden administration will do nothing to change this, and I'm sorry, with all due respect to the president, who said that will do everything in his power. That is just a flat-out lie. He's not going to do everything in his power because the things he could do to alleviate this, we have been calling for. We sent him an open letter this morning that we published. He could renew fracking and lift the moratoriums on federal land. He could renew lease sales on federal land. He could renew the lease sales in the Gulf of Mexico. He could reopen ANWR. He could continue pipeline permitting, not just Keystone, but several pipelines have been held up by this administration. So when he says, I will take the steps necessary, that is a lie. He is beholden to the environmental left. And as prices escalate, he now has a wonderful foil in Putin. Everything will be blamed upon.
It may not be everything, because his tweet 5 hours ago saying that he's going to do everything to prevent prices from being raised and active measures to bring down the costs. The other end of his tweet is, an American oil and gas company should not exploit this moment to hike prices just to raise profits. So I guess watch out.
But here's the inconsistency, because they tell us on the one hand that we can control prices, it's a global commodity, but now he says the oil and gas companies are doing this. So I'm sorry, Mr. President, we're not going to be your scapegoat. For a year now, we have been asking you to take your boot off of our neck so we can produce. Coming out of the pandemic, we've been asking to work with your administration to allow us to do what we do best. So we're not going to be your scapegoat. Vladimir Putin has not the ability to come on your show and defend himself, but I am not going to let the oil and gas industry take the blame for a lot of these problems that are caused by his administration.
Daniel, what are some of the other alternatives to Russian natural gas to support that region of the world, which will be greatly impacted by the sanctions and by the continuing conflict?
Well, an ideal situation would be we are exporting our natural gas to them. That's what the previous administration tried to do. We do produce enough natural gas, especially with our partners to the north in Canada, that we could be supplying the world and our allies very successfully. And we have so much more that we haven't even tapped. And that's the amazing thing about our country. That's the real blessing from God. We have more oil and gas reserves that we haven't even touched yet, but we have to be able to get them, and we have to be able to bring them to market. That would be the ideal situation, is we supply our allies, and the benefit, no one buys Vladimir Putin's natural gas. No one gives him any money, and his economy will crumble.
The trickle-down effect will impact us all. Daniel Turner, we appreciate your time tonight. Thank you.
Thank you.